Hey everyone, my name is Mars, like the planet, and this is Housewarmin. So today I am finally putting down the grass seed underneath our pergola. So if you missed our last videos about our backyard, this has been a labor of love. Over the past 2 years, I have completely started to remodel and make over this backyard. There was a lot of rocks, there was a lot of plants, there was a tree that needed to be taken out, and there was also this deck. So I took out this deck a couple of months ago by myself. I had someone quote me close to $500 to $800 to take out this deck, and I took it out myself. Now, there was a lot of comments on that video telling me to replace it, telling me to paint over it, and honestly, I just did not want to put in the money to replace this deck because honestly, we just were not using it or wanting to use it. So instead, after pulling up this deck, I have decided to put down grass seed. Now, we do have a puppy named Cole. I already have videos about him if you're interested in learning about him, but I do have a puppy named Cole, and so I do want to give him more space to be able to run around instead of a deck that we are barely going to use because it is normally 100 degrees in the summer in Louisiana. So we are in October, which is the month that I decided to put down the grass seed. Typically in Louisiana, we have a rainy season. It is very hot. It is very humid. And this summer was just insane. It was so hot outside that there was no way that I was going to put down grass seed. And typically you want to put down grass seed in the fall or in the spring. So finally it has started to cool off. I have checked the weather just to make sure it is not going to pour down raining, because that was a problem I had before where I would put down grass seed and then the rain would come and wash it all down the street. So I have picked a good week to put down grass seed because the weather is cool and there is not a lot of rain. So the first thing I'm going to do is head to Home Depot. I'm going to pick up the grass seed that I'm going to use and a couple of bags of soil. So the grass I am putting down today is Bermudagrass. Now, Bermudagrass grows really well in my yard. Most of my grass is Bermudagrass. I know there is a love-hate relationship when it comes to Bermudagrass just because it's not, it's not the best grass in the world, but it is really tolerant of light. It's really tolerant of high traffic areas, and it grows really well in the South and more specifically in Louisiana. And honestly, I want this grass underneath this pergola to match the rest of my grass. Now, underneath this pergola is shaded. It does not receive direct sunlight, so I am a little concerned about the Bermuda grass thriving under here, but I am just going to try it because I already have some Bermuda grass coming up over on this side, and it seems to be thriving. It seems to be doing well. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in the rest of this area underneath the pergola with Bermuda grass. If you are curious about learning more about this type of grass, I will definitely have links down in the description that you can check out to see if Bermuda grass is right for you, or you might need to invest in a different type of grass seed. Now, because this area has not had any type of nutrients or fertilizer in years because it has had a deck over it, I'm going to pick up a couple of bags of soil as well, or dirt, and I'm also just going to make sure that this has a ton of fertilizer just because I'm not really sure the health of this soil and I want to make sure that my grass is going to grow well. You could also put compost down as well just to add some added nutrients to your soil. Now, you want to make sure that when you are picking out a grass seed for your space that you are picking something that works for your needs. You want to take into account the light requirement. You want to take into account how often you are going to be walking on this grass or using this grass, if this is a high traffic area or a low traffic area. You also want to take into account where you live. Some grass seeds are going to do well in the South. Some are going to do better in the North if you have a lot of snow, if it rains a lot, if it's cold. Depending on your season and where you live, you want to make sure you are getting the grass seed that is best for you. Now, typically, if you are going to your garden center or a big box store like Home Depot or Lowe's, they are not going to sell a grass seed that is not going to grow in their area because that would just be a bad business practice. So typically there are grass seeds at those stores that will be perfect for your lawn. If you are confused or anything about that, about what you should buy, I would definitely talk to your local garden center or talk to a professional. There are a ton of different methods that people use to get grass seed to come up and get grass to grow for them in their area. So like I said, just because I'm using this method does not mean that this method may work for you, and maybe you need to tweak it a little bit for your space and for your needs. So now that I have my soil down, I am ready to put my grass seed down. Now, as I'm putting down this grass seed, I'm spreading it on very thick. I want to make sure that the lawn that comes up and the grass that comes up grows very densely, because some of these grass seeds will not make it. So I just want to make sure that I am almost overcompensating for the amount of grass seed that I am putting down. So I also suggest that you get maybe 2 or 3 extra bags just in case and get more than you need, because you can always return it back to the store, or you can always keep it on hand and use it later if you do see some patchiness in your grass. Now that the grass seed is all down, it looks like this. And now I'm going to water this area. Now this is crucial for putting down grass seed. People have different methods for keeping the grass seed moist and wet, but you want to make sure that you do not let this grass seed dry. When this grass seed hits the ground and it is wet, it is going to start to germinate and the seed is going to start to open, and that's where the blade of grass grows out of. Now, if the grass seed dries up, it is going to close, and then you are not going to have a viable seed at all, and the grass will not grow. So you want to make sure that you are watering your grass constantly. If you need to get a sprinkler, you want to make sure multiple times a day you are going outside and watering this area, whether it is just a patch or an entire lawn. You want to make sure you're keeping this area wet. I do not want to do all of this work and then just have the grass seed die because I am not keeping the soil moist and wet. You want to make sure that you keep on watering this grass. And once you start to see the grass seed come up, you can see a little green haze almost pop up, and then you can start to back down on watering your grass. But like I said, in the first week to 2 weeks, you want to consistently water this lawn. So that does it. Obviously, there's not much to show after the fact, but you can see that all of the grass seed is down. You want to make sure that if you do have grass in the area that you are planting grass seed, that it is actually hitting the soil and that it is not just sitting on the blades of grass. You want to make sure that the seed is making contact with the soil in order to grow. But like I said, once again, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, or if you can actually help me on getting my grass seed to grow better, or maybe I'm doing a technique wrong, I would definitely love the constructive criticism in the comments. Like I said, I know there are a ton of ways to put down grass seed and to get grass seed to grow. I will definitely continue to give you guys updates if you are interested in that. But that does it for today's video. I post videos every single Wednesday, so make sure you subscribe. I just hit 2,000 subscribers, so thank you so much for that. But make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, and make sure you comment, because that definitely helps out a small YouTube channel like mine. Bye.